Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain here. Alright, so for this video here, we'll actually be taking on the start of Delera's quest line. Now this quest line is the one that actually drops the Voice of the Master trinket, which gives you that plus 5% bonus experience as long as you have it on when completing quests or completing objectives that give experience. So basically, need it on anytime you're earning it, and it gives you that 5% bonus. Now these quests are located in House Jurasco, and if you take the airship, it actually drops you off right next to where you need to go, which is right here at Derek Grospick, and then into Delira's graveyard. The other way to get there is you can actually access there. It won't let us zoom out, but from the Stormreach Market, it is on the northeastern side towards where the House Kundarak entrance is. Um, but yeah, so there's a lot. They also, when they bring it out, they have a Halloween festival, which actually also takes place here in Delira's graveyard. Uh, there are some, so in Delira's graveyard itself, there are a variety of quests that aren't necessarily attributed to this chain. In fact, the Penitent's Rest, Valak's Mausoleum, and then the Spire of Validus. So these are the quest entrances, not the names of the quest. This one's like Dead Girl Spellbook. This is something Spire. But we will get to those quests when we're level to run them. The other thing I really want to point out is actually down here in the bottom, uh, right here off to our right. It's actually a memorial to Gary Gygax himself. This was erected when when he had died there, and really just a tribute, you know, to the greatness, and just letting him know that the creator, one of the creators of Dungeons and Dragons, like when he had fallen, it's so peaceful, so serene. You got the butterflies. They even changed the music from the dreariness. It's not raining there anymore. It's sunny. It's just, well, it's sun shower. But, he was one of the great creators of this game. Alright, that aside here, we'll get to the quest. So once you come in, we're going to want to run up, hang a left up the hill, and then a right. And here we are. So we've got a big mausoleum here and 3 quest entrances based on which entrance is which part you're on. So the first part is the center, and then it comes to the left, and then to the right here. But we're on just the first part, so we're going to jump right in. Alright, so there's a bunch of tricks that people usually do. Because the next part is level 7 or level 9 on Elite and Reaper, which we will be doing, most people wait until about the level 9 range to start doing these quests, meaning you are a couple levels above this part here. As such, at that time, this quest really isn't worth a lot of experience. However, doing it at level like this, as you see, 7,000 experience, and this will go up as we get some of these bonuses in the quest.
The tomb opens up into a larger space. The underground structure is much bigger than the surface.
Alright, so first off, as it did notice, it did say that this dungeon module is actually narrated by Gary Gygax himself. He had done this obviously before his passing, and then once he had passed, they had erected the monument in there, and I think that was another reason why they put it there. Alright, so the first step here is to go ahead and pull this lever. That will drop our first part of the bridge. And obviously when it does, these skeletons here in these 4 coffins do get up. Alright, so our next part actually involves us jumping in the water to pull that lever down there. Now there is a bit of a trick. If you have the jump for it, you can actually swim and jump up and grab
The
this
holy
ledge,
symbols of the sovereign host
allowing you to
adorn the
skip
walls around
like
you.
a large portion of that like start entrance. And then once they die, it opens up the next door. So it actually does let you progress without pulling off all those side levers and all that this way. However, I will, in case you don't have the jump, go through the long way here for you. I did just toss a turret up to help kill some of the enemies while I'm showing you. Alright. So once that lever is pulled, it does open up this side door here. And as you can see at the back of the wall, there is another lever. Now that lever goes and opens up this door. However, when you approach the lever, it slams the door shut and spawns in some enemies for you to deal with. So this quest is actually filled with ambushes. As well as some extra experience too. So there's a chest here. Nothing special. Alright. And again, once we step in and pull that lever, it will spawn in some enemies. These guys spawn in right about here. Again, from the coffins.
Immediately following the sound of the second bridge drop, you also hear the west
There we are. And once everybody's dead there, again, the door opens up for you to progress further. At this point now, the bridges are both fully down, allowing you to progress. This is when you would do this fight here, and then of course progress further. When you do enter this room, these zombies arise here, as well as a few other enemies, so just be prepared for a bit of a fight. Alright. Also seems like not all the zombies decided to get up here. As well, off to our right, you'll notice the spike traps here. And right on the other side, we got a couple of skeletal archers. There we go. I just never walked close enough to them. Alright. So once they're dead, you can actually safely get this as well. If you position yourself right about here, the archers can't really get you. However, if you haven't killed the enemies here, they may still try to smash your face in while you're getting that trap. Alright. From this part, as you notice, it does have some gates there in front of you and right here. When you do enter in a little bit and proceed to this gate, it kind of traps you in here. When it does, it spawns in another ambush. Like I said, this quest is absolutely full of them. And we got a Reaper on the other side of that door. On the other side of this door, we do have a shrine, as well as you can see a few enemies in there as well. So I'm just going to let my turret deal with them a bit while I cast some healing. Alright. Apparently we also had a Fear Reaper in here, which was hitting us. And then it does seem that we have a Plague Reaper on this side here. Since normally they can go through the doors, but apparently they can't go through those doors. I'm gonna just again toss down a flame turret and let it have its fun there with them. And actually I can help there a bit. Oh, came through the door just enough. So because I have the fireball kind of here, I can also use that to attack as well. And as you can see, this door is locked. So there are a few of these locked doors on this side and the other side there as well. Alright. So this one here is again an ambush. As you approach, closes you in, it spawns in that Scorpion Vengeance, which is your optional. And grants you a little bit of experience. Once everyone dies, of course, loot the chest. And as you can see, the door has reopened. From here, you'll notice we do have a trap. Now, these traps are cold jets. If you have the jump, you can actually just jump over, which most people just do. However, obviously, if you have a trapper, feel free to grab that trap. If you've gotten them both to this point, as you see, we do now have a tamper bonus. From here, you need to head east to continue on in the quest. Oh. So it broke and spawned them, but there they go. So yeah, generally speaking, they don't spawn in until you open the door. Seems their spawn spot is right at the door. But again, we have the rooms here, which I will go into for you guys. So again, generally speaking, people don't ever come through these ones. It does give you a little extra experience, you know, getting, as they do give optionals for these. But again, most people are running this at level 9 rather than level 7. And the amount of experience you get for the quest does go down significantly. Alright, and for this one, again, as soon as we touch to destroy the altar, closes the door and spawns in another wave of guys for us to deal with. Alright. Now once everybody dies, as before, door opens up. And same thing down here again. The door is locked. Unlock it. We have some enemies on the side that we can already see trying to get through. Alright. Now, as we approach the bottom, there will be that named enemy. However, this time it's just him in here. Now, that was a little bit quicker. I rolled a 20 there. We also have a chest, which is trapped. Getting that, as you see, does boost you to neutralization. And again, random loot. When you open the chest, however, it actually spawns in people from here. Ouch. From these sarcophagus here. And again, once they die, the door goes ahead and reopens. Alright. continuing on, this is when they're supposed to spawn in, is once you actually enter the room. Let's see, we had some of them spawning in a little bit earlier. Alright. So you have one group of gas here. You'll have another one at the bottom here. With some whites involved in that. Alright. And now at this part here, it does look like a straight shot to the door. As you see, there is a trap here. Again, disable this, and it now takes you up another tier. And you would think that's it. However, as you get close to the gate, again, another ambush. It slams the gate down on you and spawns in enemies behind you. I wanted to take him out fast. I don't like champion casters. Alright, once they're dead, that's it. Now these rooms here, I do want to point out, so minus these types of skulls on the ground, you'll notice these piles of bones. If you disturb them in any way, shape, or form, by stepping on them, I don't believe shooting them shooting them or none of that actually affects, but if you step on them, what happens is it slams the gate in this section, and it spawns in enemies. So there are some wraiths just wandering the halls, so don't worry too much about them. Directly to the south we have a shrine, and to the north we have a chest. So we're actually going to head north first. And inside here, again, when we open the chest, another ambush. Alright, so this section has a lot of these little rooms here with these bones. If you're careful, where you step here, you can actually proceed all the way through. I do want to point out, if you want to get the breakable bonus, you actually cannot, like, you can step on them, but only after you've broken the sarcophagi. Because if you don't break them, and when you step on them, like some of the other quests that we've done, the quest manually breaks them, and it doesn't actually give you count for the breakable, when the quest manually breaks them for you. Alright, so we'll stick him there. So as you can see, we didn't actually set them off. We were able to sneak through and do all that. If you are going for as many kills as you can, definitely recommend stepping on them, getting them. But again, make sure that if you are going for ransack and all that stuff, to stop, grab the breakables first. Otherwise, you just won't be able to achieve that. Now, this room here. So once you get through those first bit, how it has the section of 3, you want to go down the middle one, and you actually do want to step on one of these bones, as this one actually spawns in a named wraith. And just like most named creatures, it gives you experience for killing it. Alright. Alright, progressing further in. Alright, and I do also want to point out that if your hireling, like if you have a hireling, and they happen to step on the piles of bones, that also counts for triggering it as well. So anybody in the party, hirelings included, will spawn in the fights. So just be aware of that. And this is also why I'm not backpedaling like I normally do. When I see like these Carnage Reapers or anything like that, as you guys know, I normally back up. I'm not doing that as I can't quite see as well backing up where all these piles of bones are. Alright. Alright, so now that we have our ransack there, might have actually had it for a bit, I didn't realize. But I'm just going to stop and grab these last couple here. So now that we have that, I'm not so worried about stepping in here. And I will show you because, you know, we were going through all these. And make you guys think that trying to pull a trick on you, because I know there are some tricks that a lot of players like to pull on new players. Spoiler alert, guys, I will inform you on these tricks here when we get to those parts. That way, if you are doing a group there, you're not caught unaware. I know I myself have had a few, and I mean, it's all in good fun. Like, it's kind of don't feel bad. It's like a new player hazing. It's something that, you know, as an experienced player, you've done a million times. You know that this is how it has to happen. For example, in a quest named, or in a raid named the Shroud, there's one particular part where they keep telling you, oh, you need to touch the exact center. If you don't, we'll all die. Well, that part of the quest actually requires everybody in the party to die. So, you know, oh, well, you killed us, no extra loot for us. We didn't actually step in the center. Another one is they'll say like, well, how come you don't do it if, you know, if you gotta touch exactly the center? One would be, well, the first time you do it, the center part, like the green part of the portal, is actually bigger. Again, that is not true. It is identical icon each time, and there's nothing special about it. Alright, so this is actually the end of our quest here. This part here, it does have all the bones around it. As you notice, I did step on it a little earlier than I intended to. However, there is no way to progress through this door without setting them off. Even if you attempt to jump,
Notice
the
the
door,
marks
it
on the
won't make
floor
it through.
near a mangled body.
It will spawn in that wave of enemies there. Now, the main thing we're looking for here is the note, and of course we have a chest here. As soon as we touch the note, it is actually going to spawn in a wave of enemies. So a lot of people, what they like to do is get their loot first. And then as soon as they touch the note, they would run off in the back corner and try and recall out.
Skeletons rise behind the marks on the
Um,
bottom of the
However,
floor.
we're not going to do that.
Looking for a
We're just going to sit and kill. Once you kill the named enemy here, it does spawn in a bunch of ghostly skeletons. Now this is actually where it can get very difficult if you're not prepared. These ghostly skeletons have a very high damage resistance rating. Oh, there goes the hireling. They have a very high damage resistance. As you see, right now we are currently bypassing that, doing full damage. That is because the weapon we are using is a holy weapon. If, however, I was to switch to a non-holy weapon, those ones are dead, and try to hit them, as you can see, like, the damage has gone down considerably from, you know, just over 30 to, you know, 25. And it's very hard at level, especially on a first life character, to be able to kill these enemies if you don't have some type of holy weapon. So it does say ghostly, you don't actually need ghost touch. It's either holy or good that you do need to bypass them. Now again, these guys only spawn in at the end only once you kill that named enemy. So most people, again, they just get their loot, quickly touch the note, and recall out. If they have anybody like an artifice in the party, they can drop that turret, which distracts everybody long enough to get out. The last thing I want to point out, as we are recalling, in the top right where it says slay 40 ghostly skeletons, we still have 28 left. I'm not going to be going back to kill them all. What happens is they spawn from the exit there all the way back to the very beginning of the quest. They're just strewn throughout the dungeon. So they're there. The reason I don't bother getting that specific one is that's a long ways to go back for only the couple hundred experience that it does give. So, generally speaking, people always skip that. It's just not worth it. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for joining. See you guys later. Have a good one, all.